So, if you're like most ambitious men, you likely have big goals, dreams, and aspirations. Now, for some of you, that might mean you just want to accomplish a lot and make tons of money. For others, it might be that you want to shred into a lean, powerful, and attractive body, kind of like Zac Efron's. Or maybe you just want to feel and think like the guy in Limitless. Or maybe for some others, it might just mean you want to feel comfortable in your own skin and really be happy with where your life is going and who you are becoming. Well, in any case, have you ever asked yourself why you don't have the results, the body, or the life that you want, despite how much time and energy you've put in to go after those results? I'll let you in on a little secret. It's because you haven't correctly set yourself up for success. You see, most people, they strive for excellence, yet very few, they ever attain it. And that's because they haven't become the person that will hit those goals. Very few have become a conqueror. Now, for example, most people, they tell themselves they're gonna do something that will improve their life, like working out consistently, eating healthy consistently, or just being productive consistently. But then one day, they ultimately fall off their own word, and when they get to this point, they kind of feel underaccomplished, drained, and even hopeless. I mean, they're constantly pitting in this time and energy for these results and for this new life, a better life, but they never can get there. And this might have happened to you as well. What was your last New Year's resolution? And more importantly, how long did you last before you fell back into your old patterns and ruts of not doing the things that you told yourself you'd do? Probably not too long. Well, why do you think it is that you aren't able to stick to your word? It's because you haven't built a habit of sticking to your word, and that's why you never are able to successfully do a New Year's resolution, or really anytime you try improving your life. But let me ask you another question. If you're not in the habit of keeping your word to yourself, how are you ever going to reach your goals, your dreams, or your ambitions? Every time you start making progress towards these goals, you're going to fall back into your old patterns and ruts again. And most people, they get stuck in this vicious cycle. They tell themselves they're going to do something that will improve their life. And basically, the same pattern happens where they fall off their word, and then they feel underaccomplished and drained. And then a few months later, they repeat the same exact process again. It always ends up with the same result. No change in your life, no change in making progress towards your dreams. And just like how you have that habit of not sticking to your word that's preventing you from hitting your goals, most people, they actually have multiple habits that are preventing them from producing excellent results in all areas of their lives. Now, besides most people having underlying faulty habits, there's also one more massive mistake most people make that prevents them from hitting their goals and really just taking control of their lives. And that mistake that they make is that their body and brain are only functioning at half its maximum capacity. You know, they wake up and they don't feel good. They don't think clearly. They kind of have mental fog. They're tired, almost like their sleep actually made them more tired rather than rejuvenating them. But could you imagine how much more productive, happy, and capable you'd be if every day you woke up completely refreshed? You had tons of energy and you could just think more clearly. And how would that change in your productivity affect how you feel about yourself? When you get to this alpha state where your body and brain are a powerhouse, it transforms your entire life. You become a new and improved version of yourself, a conqueror who takes what they want in life. In fact, that's why in the New Era of Health, we've compiled all of this ancient wisdom on evolution, biology, and psychology into a 3-step system so that every day you wake up, you're at your peak performance. You felt amazing and you simply accomplish more. Because it's really when you have those days, you start to become happy with who you're becoming and where your life is going. Essentially, this system's gonna ignite your true potential so that you set yourself up for success. You set yourself up for a life of excellence where you make tons of money, you have an attractive body like Zac Efron's, you can think clearly like the guy in Limitless, you have a lot more energy like the energy of a kid. Now, you might be wondering, will this system work for you? You might feel like you dug yourself into a hole that you can't get out of, no matter how hard you try. And the answer is yes. It will absolutely work for you, and I know this. Because when I was 21 years old, I was viciously stabbed in the throat, chest, and arm. Every second, it became harder to breathe. I was left on the floor to die. Now, I woke up 7 days later from an induced coma, and I was living off tubes. Like, if you unplug those tubes, you literally unplugged my life. And while I was alive, the use of my body, it vanished. I lost the ability to speak and really even use my legs. They didn't even support me standing up. And I was really just completely malnourished. I lost every ounce of muscle I put on from years of weightlifting. And simple tasks like eating, that became a chore. But the worst part was what happened to me mentally. My confidence just vanished into thin air. I started to doubt myself. I had self-doubt and negative thoughts plaguing my mind 24/7. But luckily I realized that if I wanted to hit my goals, all this negative thoughts, this self-doubt, it would have to change. Once I realized that, I started learning psychology, how the human brain works. I started studying ancient journals on brain science and transformational psychology. I discovered ways to unlock the secrets of our brains that enable us to become high-performing beasts. Every day, I woke up more ambitious, happy, and confident than the day before. I started waking up with laser focus, ready to conquer the day. And when I got to this state, I accomplished more in one day than I used to in an entire week. It was in this moment that I realized I had acquired the mind of a conqueror. And really, it was only when I got this mindset that I was able to fight for my potential, to fight for the life I always wanted. But this was only the beginning. I began researching the secrets of evolution and biology that would force my body to change on a cellular level. I found techniques that have been handed down through generations, but have been lost along the way. They granted me unbelievable strength and power without spending countless hours in the gym. I attained godlike energy. Fat, it melted off effortlessly, and it was simply easier for me to be happy. I finally tapped into my true potential. This was the start of the new era of health. Now, after weeks of applying this ultimate formula to my life, I simply looked better than I ever had. I felt better than I ever had. In my mind, it was operating on an entirely new level. And that's why I know this system will work for you. It's because it brought me from the brink of death to having my dream body, unreal mental clarity, godlike energy, and running a business around my passion. I wake up and I get to help people like you rewire their bodies and brains into a powerhouse so that they become an unstoppable force. I want to ask you a question. With all that being said, does this system sound like something you'd be interested in? Do you still have that burning desire to improve your life, to achieve more, to get the body you feel comfortable in, to become happier and really just become a better version of yourself? Now, if you answered yes to any of those questions, then this system is exactly what you need. If you want to learn more about it, what I want you to do is go ahead and click the link around this video. Might be up, might be below. Just click it, go ahead and enter in your email, and I'll give you instant access to this 3-step system.